Our correspondent Gladys Quesada is in Venezuela and is on the drill of the referendum on the Essequibo. Hello Gladys, what are the latest updates so far? Gladys, can you hear us?
Hello, Luis, and yeah, we are still here covering these mock elections. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. So yes, as I was saying, yeah, we continue to cover this mock election, this drill of the possible votation or the votes, I beg your pardon, and the polling on December the 3rd. The people are still coming despite the fact that the packed hour and the deadline for this voting day was 4 p.m. But even though the day has passed that hour and that moment, people are still arriving here in Caracas to all the voting centers. Right now, as you can see behind me, there is a long line. People are still queuing to go inside the voting centers and to cast their vote. We have been watching and witnessing some developments of this referendum or this mock referendum in this occasion, this voting. So people are coming to the centers, to the voting centers, not only with their children, their family, and with the elderly and helping the others, but also they are given assistance to the authorities and they are giving their help and their support to the process. People are still arriving, people are still coming to cast their vote, and one of the main messages they have for the authorities is that they think that they were a little or a few voting tables, but the truth is the authorities have been saying they made a plan. They had a forecast that went or was an understressing of what happened today, because this is a drill, but the people is crowding, is packing the election centers, the voting centers, and they are coming, as I was saying, they are coming in families. They are coming with the children, with the babies. They are coming also with the elderly. And we were touring all of the centers in the western part of the city, in the western part of Caracas. We were in the working class neighborhood named Katia. We were in Enero 23, or 23 de Enero, which is one of the historical strongholds of Chavismo and of Hugo Chavez. And now we are here in this voting center that is named Fermín Toro. Most of the voting centers are schools, are learning institutions that have been transformed into voting centers and to stations for the people to come and cast their votes in these mock elections, this drill of a vote, a possible vote. One of the main highlights of this day is that if this is what is happening during the mock elections, we have to expect a higher turnout, a bigger and a larger participation during the actual referendum on December the 3rd. We were talking about it and we were watching. If you follow us on Twitter or X, beg your pardon there, you can see all the videos, all the information of this coverage, of this special transmission today, because people have been coming with full colors, with the representation of the national flags, with Venezuelan rhythms, with music, with also with banners representing or showcasing their opinions regarding the Guyana Essequibo and regarding this referendum that is going to have place on December the 3rd, only 14 days in the future, so we are going to witness a larger participation. As I was saying, people are still coming here. We had the visit of the mayor of Caracas, and she was visiting and touring the venues and the voting centers, so as a way to accompany the process, to join the process, and also to be with the population, being with the common, being with the Venezuelan that is coming here to ratify a right, to verify the process, and also to see for themselves what is going to happen on December the 3rd. Other detail is that people is having instructions, having the briefing regarding the electoral process itself. I mean, the process when they arrive, they showcase or show their ID. They go there and give their fingerprint, and then also cast their vote and put the ticket in the ballot box. Those are the steps, the simple steps of the process, and the Venezuelans are verifying and assessing the process today here in the mock election. So these are, or those are the main highlights as you are watching behind me. People are still arriving, people are still getting to the line or going into the voting tables and going to cast their vote. This is, well, beyond the expectation of what the authorities thought about this mock election, because this is not mandatory, okay? So this is a showcasing or a display of citizenship, of democracy, and foremost, of the will of the people for participating in their own political process and taking by their hands their future. So this is the highlights. This is, I think, the foremost, the top of the day, because the night is coming, the day is ending, and as we are witnessing, the people are still coming here to cast their vote in these mock elections, and the authorities have been reiterating the information. As long as people are coming to the voting centers, as long as there are some people willing to cast their vote, there will be centers that will be open, they will not be closing, so the Venezuelans can see for themselves and verifying this information. Many of them have been going out of here when exiting this venue with the conviction that the process is expedite, that the process is transparent, and also they have been sharing their information and the information regarding all the process in their social media. We were watching that in the morning and in the noon, and it was, I have to say, it was incredible. The long queues and the long lines. You have to watch that on the videos on the social networks, because it is amazing that under the midday sun, under 38 degrees, people was still queuing, and now past the time, the closing time for the voting centers, people are still arriving, people is coming here despite that the night time is coming, so they are here, they are coming with families, they are coming with everyone in the house. So yeah, we have these images of people that are still waiting in line just for the right to exercise the vote, to cast their vote. That is all for now, but I will have more information and more details in upcoming emissions. Luis, back to you.
Gladys, thank you for a very thorough report. You're right, this is showing the unity of the Venezuelan people from all sectors of life to defend their territorial integrity. One very quick question. What has been the feedback from the authority? What is today's importance in the lead up for that referendum to be held on December the 3rd?
Well, Luis, the authorities have been praising the responsibility of all Venezuelans and also the order, the discipline, and how this is a curated process in the side or on the side of those organizers and hosts of the National Electoral Council and other authorities. And I'm saying that because this morning, Elvis Amoroso, the president of the National Electoral Council, he was offering a news brief back then in one of the colleges in Katia, and I was saying there that that's one of the most densely populated zones and areas in the western of Caracas, and he was there. He was attending the voting, and he offered a briefing, and he was saying that people was in order, that was a peaceful day, that was a festivity, that was also a joyful day, and he was praising the turnout because midday, only half day of the voting, the people was packing the lines, packing the voting centers, and packing the streets. We were talking about the Sucre Avenue, which is one of the main avenues here in Caracas. It's one of the largest and wider ones, and it was packed with lines, just waiting under the shade and even under the sun to come here and to also to cast their vote. I have to say something that I haven't said before, and I wanted to stress that. Also, the people have been receiving the maybe the assistance to know how to vote and the instructions, because this is a mock voting. This is for people to be instructed, but also they have been receiving the assistance, the hydration, the logistics have been running all the time, and they have also been receiving medical assistance and people that accompany those with mobility issues, those with disabilities, the mothers that came with their children, where they received someone who facilitated and eased their way to the voting table and to cast their ballot. Also, the elderly, because we have been seeing a long population and a large participation of the elderly here in Caracas. So they have been receiving assistance because of their health, because of their mobility, because of their special needs. Well, they have been being assisted all the time. So those are the main highlights. Luis, if you have any other question.
Yes, one last thing, one very quick last thing. What is the spirit in which Venezuelans are going to those polls in these recent elections today?
Well, that is an interesting, a very good question. So people, first, they have this love for their homeland. And you can see that because when you talk to someone that is coming to cast their vote, they're always saying that they come because not it's just the Essequibo is Venezuelan. It's because the integrity of the national territory is not negotiable. It's not a way, it's not to put that into question. And they say they have the right to come and decide over the Guayana Essequibo region and how the government must to defend or must to have a stand in the international community regarding the Essequibo region. Also, that is one of the reactions, that is one of the opinions, but the other one, I beg your pardon, is the joy. I invite you to see the videos and to watch the videos in our media, in our platforms, in X, in Instagram, in other platforms, because I had posted, and I'm inviting you to see my social media. I had posted the videos of the music, the color, the initiatives, the decoration of the centers with the national flag, with the symbols, and you can hear people is calling the Essequibo, who belongs the Essequibo to, and yeah, that's one of the main cries of joy and cries of the feeling, the bravery feeling of the Venezuelans here in the voting centers. So Luis, this is my report for now. Back to you.
Thank you, Gladys, for your time, for your information here from the South.